The new Porsche 997 GT2 is the most expensive 911 ever built. £131,000. It's also the fastest 911 ever built. 0 to 60, as claimed by Porsche, in 3.7 seconds. Thing is it any faster than an American sports car called the Corvette Z06, which costs £62,000, which by my arithmetic means it's less than half the price, even though it has the suspension from a light goods vehicle? We're at Bruntingthorpe, it's blowing quite a gale, and we intend to find out. Porsche claims that the 997 GT2 will do 0 to 62.5 miles an hour in 3.7 seconds and 0 to just under 100 miles an hour, that's 160 kilometers an hour in their testing, in 7.4 seconds. Things to note here are, Bruntingthorpe today, there is probably a 60 mile an hour crosswind, not very helpful, but there's also a slight incline at the beginning of the runway here where we are, so I don't quite expect to match both of those figures. I'm going to do it myself rather than use the launch control, because when I used the launch control on the launch back in November or October, it wasn't very good, it was a bit crude. So let's try both. First of all, we'll try the analog method, and once I've proved I'm not very good, we'll allow the computer to do it for me. So, probably 4,500 revs, because we've got a wide old tyre at the back. Off the clutch and off we go. That's 100. Those numbers go quite quickly, don't they? Well, I don't understand computers. Jamie does this. Have a look here. Come here, come on. 0 to 60, this is the best overall run to 100 miles an hour. 0 to 60 in 4, well that's 0.3 off Porsche's claims, which makes me rubbish. 8.18 to 100 is, well, that's 8/10 off their best, so that's rubbish. Okay, this is uphill, that does have a bearing, and the bloke that you can't see behind the camera, who is sitting next to me in the car, is rather more than the allocated 75 kilogram allowance. I'd say a good 7 or 8 steak and kidneys over it, so we have to make some allowances for this. I didn't use the launch control. We'll go back and use the launch control. It's a laborious process having to keep getting into a GT2. I hate this job. Come on. To get launch control, you leave all the buttons on, I'm told by Mr. Corstefin. You put it in first gear, you then put your foot down, and it should hold it at 5,000 RPM, and then you just go. That was definitely the quickest. The boost rises so quickly, and because of the nature of a forced induction engine, you don't actually want to rev it all the way out, because just at the last 200 RPM don't make that much difference. You really want to be changing up a little bit quicker. So I was shifting a bit early then, shifting at about 6,750 as opposed to 6,9. Let's see if it makes a difference. Go back and speak to the computer geeks that can decipher the data.
3.75 and 7.95, which is still a bit slower than Porsche claim, but it's cold and this tarmac's not really the best quality, so I think that's about as fast as it's going to go, really. Chris, can you make it go any quicker, do you think? 3.75 and 7.95.
No, I won't go any quicker unless you've got a lighter cameraman. You've even got a thin cameraman, and then it'll go quicker. I can't do 7.4, so that's enough of that. Corvette Z06, I suppose I should call it a Z06, what they do over there. I've no idea how much power it has. Luckily for the uninformed, they tell us on the badge it has 505 HPs, and it's not a source. That means it has 505 horsepower. It doesn't weigh very much. It's got leaf springs, so it's not the most advanced vehicle on the planet, but I've had a go in it earlier and it feels mighty, mighty fast. It might even be quicker than the GT2. Let's find out. Corvette by Chevrolet, yeah, we know that. Welcome Autocar. I've pressed a button for a long time here, and it says traction system and active handling off. That's what we want. Let's see if we can go somewhere. The bonnet appears to end in a different time zone. It's miles away. It revs to 7. It doesn't weigh very much. We've got some buttons down here. first to second was us beating the synchros, which is nothing to be proud of. And third gear, yes again, I missed the bloody thing. So let's have another go. Got it! I got third gear! Yeah, the synchros don't like being hurried into second, do they? You can hear that big noise. I found third gear that time. Let's go and speak to the techies and see what, if anything, it did.
4.39 second and slower again. So
what's its claim? 3 point something, isn't it?
I don't know. Must be there, isn't it? But I mean, the surface and the temperature can make a massive difference to that car.
Yeah, but it's pretty much taking everything off the line.
Is it?
Yeah. It's miles off. What was the 100 on the first one?
10. So you could probably take, what, 6/10 off that. So
even though I'm baffled, I don't think I can make it go any quicker than that. That's what it was doing. Second to third was clean enough. I'm using all the revs. It's taking virtually all the revs off the line, and yet we're 1.5 down on their claims. Only possible thought is it's got the wrong gas in it. It might have 95 rather than full super juice. Otherwise, I'm confused. We are high tech here at Autocar. We haven't got a fifth man, and we need 2 cameramen. There's the other one over there. Hello. And we haven't got a fifth man to do the start, so I'm going to shout. Hardly scientific, I know, but given the way these 2 cars have performed against the clock, I don't think it's going to matter. I think the silver thing from the fatherland is going to disappear into the distance.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hear a word he's saying.
3, 2, 1, go!
Mentally fast.
I've got this all wrong. I've got a better idea. You're not doing any work because the computer's doing it for you,
yep.
And I'll do some work. Right,
right.
Okay. He's going to shout this time.
I'll shout. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Didn't hear him. Didn't hear him. Can you hear him?
Why don't you just go and I'll go? As soon as I see that wheel move, I'll go. I reckon this will be alright.
Bloody thing is so fast! Where's that come from? Come on! Come on! Well, looks like I'm going to get any slipstream. Let's try one more here, just out of curiosity, because I can't believe... It's not off the line either.
No, it's through, as this gets into its stride in second, it really comes back.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, and I know which one I'd rather do 180 in.
Yeah.
And it's probably not that.
3, 2, 1, go! It's still disappearing. Look at it. Don't have an answer for the performance of that vehicle. It's really quick, that GT2. Yes. Victory for the Germans, once again. Even looks quite nice.